Dungeon Master Hotline, how can I help you?
Hi.
Hey, what's
I'm
up?
a player right now in an Icewind Dale game.
Yes,
Um,
player hotline. What you got for me?
well, we've been playing for almost a year now, and we're about level 7. We just hit level 7, I believe, last session now.
Okay.
So it's a very slow game so far.
How long did you say it's
and
been?
About a year, maybe a year and 2 months.
Okay. 1 year, level 7, Rime of the Frostmaiden?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my issue with that game right now is that, well, I've got a lot of issues with it,
Oh
and
boy.
every session I keep finding more and more things to not like about it.
All right. One
Um,
by one, let's go. Start with the big one. What is the big one that's just unforgivable? It's the worst thing about this game. Hit it.
well, the two biggest ones, I'd say they're kind of equal um, to me at least. But a little big of the bigger one, I'd say, was probably the DM itself. I find his combat fairly boring. Um, he typically has the same boss fight for every encounter, for every boss, basically. Um, and it gets a little stale, and it feels like
The the same
I
boss for every.
not the same boss, but the same boss mechanics and abilities and whatnot. Um, uh, Essentially, basically reflavored. Sometimes it's a ball of ice with ice methods, I believe, creating a dome of darkness or something,
Mhm.
or sometimes it's just the darkness spell. But it's always darkness, and they always go into darkness, and they always anyway. The point is, he uses the same mechanics for almost every boss fight, and that's one thing I don't like about it for sure. Also, the DM, the way he describes everything, almost every single hit he describes, and it can really bog down combat. It takes almost 10 minutes to even get to my turn, and I'm fine with waiting for a while. I'm a patient guy, I like to think, but 10 minutes every combat when there's only 4 or 5, maybe 6 creatures is a little. I don't know. To me, it's a little much. And I've tried talking about this with. Well, I actually haven't mentioned the boss fight mechanics. Is that something I've only recently noticed?
Okay.
But the second issue I have brought up with him, and I don't like the players as much. The other people I'm playing with as well. Some of them are really cool. They're they're fine. Um, there's there's one person we have in our party who plays D&D mostly like a video game, and doesn't take anything seriously. Constantly cracking jokes uh, and sometimes and most of the time in poor taste, if I'm honest. He also just doesn't take anything seriously ever.
Okay.
It's starting to get on my nerves, and he's been like that since the beginning of the session, or since the beginning of the campaign. And I think only recently, because of some other issues I'm noticing, I've really taken annoyance to that.
Okay.
But yeah, is there anything? Do you want to start with that, or do you want to just keep going?
I think that is plenty because my advice is pretty much going to be you're done. Cut your losses. You so right off the bat, why haven't you left this table?
Well, we've been playing it for a year and 2 months. That's a pretty big commitment,
Okay.
and we did have some.
Are you familiar with the sunk cost fallacy?
Sunk cost fallacy. I have not heard of that. What is that?
That is when you I don't want to butcher this. So there's this concept called the sunk cost, where it's hard to back away from something the more you invest into it. It's commonly used to describe gamblers in a casino. Like if you go into a casino and you drop $5 and you lose it, it's like, okay, it's easy to walk away from that. When you go into the casino and you drop like an entire paycheck, you feel compelled to stay because you got to make that money back. That's sunk cost fallacy, or that's an example of it.
I imagine this is how not so well how bad relationships feel.
Right. Yeah. That's another really good one. If you're in a relationship with somebody and it goes south, like, all right, you're in a relationship with somebody and you kind of just get tired of them after 6 years, but you don't break up after 10 years because you have this thing where it's like, we've been together for so long. We have like this history. So we'll, stay together just a little bit longer.
They used to be so fun to hang out with. Right.
Right. So
maybe it can be like that.
That could be, that could be applied to D&D games as well. Like you just said, you don't like the DM, or at least some aspects of the DM. Some of the players get on your nerves, specifically the one that likes to joke and play the video game. The first thing you said when I asked, why are you still at this table? You said, because of how long that you've been playing this. That there's no better example of sunk cost than that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just cut your losses. Just get out of there. Unless there's something else holding you there.
I would like to, keep a good relationship with the party.
Then leave now. Then leave. Like, don't even show up next session. Leave now. Because the longer you wait, you're just multiplying the likelihood that it's gonna end violently.
Right.
Not literally, but like the longer you wait, the more it's gonna brew, and you don't want that to explode. You need to just just get away from. If you value that relationship at all, walk away from that table right now. You can't. You can't fix it. You can't fix it. So don't Man, I knew player Hotline was going to be hard because it's like no matter what no matter what the players ask me, I'm going to say it's really on to the DM. Just get out of there. If you value those relationships, those friendships, then just hopefully that DM can handle. Like if you're real with them, like I'm just not feeling it anymore. You can be as specific or as vague as you want. You say, I'm just not feeling this campaign, or I'm just not feeling this game, or I need a break from D&D. Or you could tell them like, I'm just not really a huge fan of your TM style.
Yeah. I think I'll definitely have to do that. We are in the middle of the boss fight for one of the boss fights, I should say. The Duergar Fortress. We're just getting to there, and we're just meeting with the Duergar. I forget his name at the moment, but I think
Zardarok Sunblight.
Yeah, that's it. Sounds familiar. You would know, right?
I would, yeah. Extensive. I ran 5 groups through that.
So I think I'll stick around for just a bit, only to finish this boss fight and almost give a good send off to the character I'm playing.
Yeah, and let them know that you plan on leaving. Tell them that this is your last 1 or 2 sessions. Like you want to knock out these and then say goodbye. Now would be the perfect time to tell them like you're planning on leaving, and then do those 2 sessions. And if you tell them what your issues are respectfully, they might have the opportunity to fix it. But, worst case scenario, you just follow through. Like, here's my last 2 sessions. Here's my 2 weeks notice. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one.
Fair enough. If only it was that easy in relationships.
if only. Well, depending on the relationship, it can be that easy. Anything else for me?
Yeah, I suppose that's it really. Just if I'm not enjoying it, then I think, who was it? Crab saying no D&D is better than bad D&D, something like that.
If you can't find another, surely you could find another table. Surely.
Oh, yeah, I'm not too worried about playing D&D as much. I am DMing something right now, and I do have another game I'm in as well. Unfortunately, it is with the DM, like
No.
not as the player. The DM is the player in that game.
Right.
So that's why I want to keep a good relationship, mostly. Not only to just be friends with him, but also to not muck up the other game that we're in.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess that's essentially anything. Is there anything else you got for me?
I think we're good.
All right. Hopefully this was long enough for a video.
I believe so. Yes, we got about 10 minutes. I think we're good. You have a good one, buddy.
All right. Yeah, you too.